What's up, everybody? Coach Phil here. I came on here today just to let you know, don't be scared, homie. And I'll explain. Obviously, we're rocking badass Thailand t-shirt here, so no big deal. But that kind of ties back into my don't be scared point. If I didn't overcome my fears, I wouldn't have this t-shirt. I got it in Thailand. I didn't just get this shit shipped to me. I got this in Thailand, right? So, it gets back to my point. Don't be scared. Whatever you want to do in your life, to an extent, and there's obviously just one example that comes right to mind. If you're 4 foot tall and you want to play in the NBA, I'm sorry, homie. In this life, that's probably ain't gonna be your your destination. That might not be your end goal. But to an extent, whatever you want to achieve within reason, and that's, a little bit of a caveat there because there's, that could, put limitations on you. But really, whatever you set your mind to, you can do, right? And one of those things for me was going to Thailand. And for many years, I was scared about it. I made a lot of excuses about it. And I was like, it's going to be expensive. I'm going to have to take time off of work. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to do that. I don't have a passport. I made all these excuses in my head that were really just these barriers to me doing the thing that I had put up myself. I was like just putting this cage around myself because I was scared of doing the thing, and I didn't want to make the decision that, hey, I'm going to do this thing. And then what about if I fail? I was scared that if I couldn't get out there, or maybe I got out there and everything went wrong, which, I'll dive into that in another story. It wasn't a perfect trip. There was some amazing moments, and there were some pretty low lows as well. But if I didn't step out of that cage, if I didn't move those obstacles and those barriers out of my way, I would have never gotten this dope ass t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? I would have never got all those crazy experiences, right? I'll tell you the truth. Going to Thailand, traveling to another country, and getting my passport was one of the easiest things I had ever done in my life. If you want to travel, you need to do it. This is the best time to be a human being and to travel. It is very easy. If you're not like a felon, if you don't, if you're not some crazy person who has you're on a bunch of lists, it is extremely easy to get a passport. It is extremely easy to, get on a plane, save up the money, and do whatever you want to do. It took me less than a year. I got help, through obviously, doing seminars and getting donations and things like that. But, between me and Julie, working our asses off, we saved up the money to pay bills and to, send me to Thailand. And I was so scared to do it. And doing it was the greatest thing I'd ever done so far in my life. I've done a lot of cool stuff, but doing that just changed my mind. It opened me up to the world. It made me realize that there's so much out there that you can do, and it's all about if you want to do it and if you make the choice to do it. But it all comes back to that choice, right? We have to choose to overcome that fear, and that's the scary part. And it's something I kind of honestly see a lot of in Philadelphia, where I am right now, is people who have been here their whole lives that are scared to leave. And they won't admit to themselves that they're scared to leave, but they're scared to leave, man. And I get it, man. It's scary going somewhere new. I moved to Philly, and I'd never seen it, never visited it before. And I moved here with a girl I'd only been with for 6 months. I knew I was going to be with her for a really long time, but, that's crazy when you think about it. I'd never even been to Philly. And I made the choice, and I had a lot of people in my ear telling me I shouldn't do it. And I had a lot of people I respect telling me that I was crazy for doing it, man. And it was one of the greatest things I ever did. I was able to go to Thailand because I moved here. I've trained with world champions in Thailand. I've trained with world champions in Philly. I've trained with boxers, professional, undefeated boxers. I've trained with, some of the highest level of Muay Thai fighters in the country and in the world. And if I hadn't left my safe place in Asheville, North Carolina, I would have never got to experience those things. Life has a weird way of working out where you are going to be exactly where you are supposed to be. And if you don't overcome those fears, you're going to stay exactly where you are. And that's the hard part. You need to make the choice, and that's the scary part. But it all starts with making a choice that you are going to start removing these obstacles. First thing I did, I got the passport. It is not hard, y'all. Look it up. I ain't going to go over it right now. Maybe I'll do a video later. It's not hard at all, especially if you live in the United States. Very easy. get a passport. Once you have that, it's like your ticket to the world, and you just like, it opened me up. Once I had that in my hand, it all felt real to me. Next thing I did, I booked the flight, saved up the money, we booked the flight. Once the flight's booked, it's real then, you book a flight to anywhere, it's all about you just showing up at the plane now, and you can go anywhere you want, to an extent. I'm sure you can't go to North Korea still, probably. Like, I don't know if you'd want to go there, but you know what I'm saying. So that's kind of my point today is whatever fears are holding you back, try to start removing those obstacles out of the way, Whatever you want to do, you can do it. If you want to go to Thailand like I wanted to do, you can do it. If you want to, start creating content, you can do that, if you want, whatever it is you want to do to a certain extent, like I said, be within reason, you can't, have these like crazy things that don't make sense. They have to be attainable and, goal oriented, but whatever you want to do, you can do. And that's super freaking powerful. And, that's something I've been realizing, something that's been, really like awakening this new energy in me, this new fire in me. And I'm excited, y'all. So face your fears. Don't be scared, homie. I'm excited for y'all. If you need help with any of that, hit me up. Check out the link in my bio. I got a lot of cool resources in there. Just shoot me a DM, though. We can always chat. You don't even got to, purchase anything. But, I'm here to help. I'm excited. You're powerful. We all are powerful. Face your fears. Don't be scared, homie. I'll see you next time. Coach Phil out. Bow, bow, bow.